Welcome everyone. This is episode 5 of ERUA podcast. We decided to dedicate this kind of a Christmassy episode to the summit that has been held in 2025 in the Aegean University as a host university. It was themed Navigating the Ages. So reflecting on the summit, the experience that it has brought to ERUA, but also what is up ahead. I am joined today by Professor Theodoropoulou, that is the head of the ERUA projects with the Aegean University. Also by two students, Lydia Dimitrelli, which has been part of the organizing committee and also can bring valuable insight on what the ERUA Summit was all about. I'm here also in the studio with me. I'm with Alexandra, who is also a member of the student board and has been active participant in the summit, in the student meetings during the summit, and also by Associated Professor Eduard Marinov, who is also the head of ERUA project in NVU University and has been an active part of the summit as well. So without any further ado, I suppose we can jump into the topic. So starting with Professor Theodoropoulou, sorry. You have been the host university this year for the ERUA Summit. What was the challenge that you faced, and what you'd like to share with us from the experience you had organizing this very successful summit?
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you for the opportunity, to speak about this experience of summit. Really, from the host university's point of view and from the organizing point of view, the most demanding aspect was precisely what made the summit meaningful. That is, holding together a highly complex ecosystem. We were not organizing a conventional academic conference, at least we aspired not to, but a multi-layered event that combined governance meetings, winter school, student-led actions, artistic practices, public engagement, local community involvement. From the very beginning of the organization, all this plan gave to our partners the difficulty to follow such ambitious plan, and so the organizing all these voices that should be heard during the preparation of the program was really something quite challenging. And the challenging even more was to ensure that these layers did not simply coexist, but actually communicated with one another. This required constant attention to rhythm, transitions, and then opens to contingency, which is an element that we should care about during this kind of events, especially given the geographical, cultural, and political specificity of Lesbos. At the same time, this was also the most rewarding dimension. What emerged was not fragmentation, which was a fear for us, but a shared sense of purpose, I think. Seeing governance discussions, student initiatives, artistic workshops, and community encounters resonate with one another confirmed that ERUA can function as a living alliance rather than a purely administrative structure, let's say.
We've been talking about this summit, but also ERUA as being extremely student-centered. So what about the students' perspective? How did you feel this summit interacted with your expectations? What is your takeaway from this summit? Starting with Lydia, maybe then moving to Alexandra, if I can ask.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, sorry. The takeaway, I think, from the summit was from a host perspective, because I am from the University of the Aegean, and the takeaway from all this was really that it was really interesting how students and professors and everyone really get to know each other and to participate and feel free to like talk about what's on their mind, to like share ideas and actively shape ERUA's future. Gave me a really sense of belonging to a vibrant European academic community. Um, I think it reinforced the importance of student development, openness, and working together to address both academic and social challenges.
And there have been quite a few activities involving around students as well. So, Alexandra, what do you think what was the highlight that you can identify?
For sure, for me, a highlight was everyone being together, spending this week in Lesbos, seeing our teams, and also meeting new students and new representatives from all our universities. Of course, the student activities, which you mentioned, the different workshops, the cultural activities, the networking ones, they were really exciting for me, both as a participant to see what the fellow students have prepared and also as an organizer of some of them. And I believe it is really important and really nice to have student-led activities in such forums because this is one of the biggest events for our alliance, and it really felt like a team effort preparing this for everyone. And also as a takeaway for the summit, I would take how proactive and how inspiring we can be as a team, and even when we face challenges, that we are not just complaining but solving them together and moving forward, which is really an amazing thing.
Thank you. Yes, and it truly, I think it captures what ERUA is also about. But if you have to describe the summit for someone who hasn't been in Mytilene, in a few words, how would you do that? I will start with Edward, and then maybe all of you can jump in with your own few words to describe the summit.
I would start with something that actually was not a summit-related thing, but it's a Lesbos-related thing. The really smiley and sunny weather in Lesbos, which brought this great inspiration and great spirit within the summit. And besides this, the summit itself once again showed that we are a community. So basically, the first word I would use is community. The second is that we are, as Alex said, more and more student-centered and student-led, even more now. And the third is that we are thinking, not only working, but we are starting to think together as one, as an alliance.
Thank you. Professor Theodopoulou, what would your few words be?
I am very pleased to hear from Professor Eddy that these three words, because the purpose of our organization is exactly to show, I believe for the very first time, to show that we are connected as a community, and we can, as he said previously, think together and to exchange in this, having the same exactly purpose, and to feel that, as our students said, that we belong to something which is bigger than us, bigger than our university. And I believe that the word that comes to my mind is navigating the edges, the title of the summit, because we really navigated the edges, all our edges, the edges of our mind, of our perceptions, of our sense of belonging somewhere, of our projects, of our efforts, of our national and geographical borders. So this navigating, for me, is the word that perhaps encapsulates all we have done during these days of summit.
I will get back to the few words for the others, but while we are talking about navigating the edges, what do you think is the moment that truly captures this, that truly captured the spirit of navigating the edges during this summit?
It is my favorite moment in the same time, if you could ask us also this, the big plenary in the first day where our rectors, local authorities, students, speaking about their achievements, students in the public and people from the island, and all this gathering where in the first time we have our rectors speaking about ERUA through their university contribution in front of the public, created a really warm and open and very characteristic moment for the ERUA Alliance, and at the same time show us that we need to navigate our edges. That's why I am answering you with one moment for two of possible questions.
Thank you. Alexandra, your few words to describe the summit.
Maybe I would say togetherness and share moments related to the ERUA community we speak about. And maybe also insightful, because I believe at the summit we all got to learn something new, maybe information about ERUA, what is achieved so far, or what is coming up with different tasks. And also, of course, the different topics which were raised in the panel discussions, in the roundtables, which were very interesting, I believe.
Thank you. And Lydia, it's down to you to conclude the feeling we have about ERUA.
My few words, I would say, like collaborative for sure, because everyone worked together across universities to achieve common goals. Inclusive, students, academics, and staff were all actively involved and heard. I would for sure say, I think, inspiring, because the discussions and ideas motivated participants to think creatively about ERUA's future. And I think I will close with like connected, because it strengthened relationships between universities and across Europe.
Okay, thank you. Now I will try to move you from the summit a bit into the future, starting with the general question, which is, why do you think this summit was an important moment for the ERUA? I mean, what makes it an important moment? Your own perceptions on it, of course. And maybe because a big part of it was also dedicated to what lies ahead for us, for an alliance. If you can, each one of you, share some thoughts on how did this summit shape what are the next steps in our ERUA alliance. That would be great. I don't know how to start. Maybe Professor Theodoropoulou again.
Yes. I believe this is the crucial and difficult question. And it's crucial and difficult because the summit tried to give us the idea of how we could or we should continue, because our plan is not to finish the project, but to continue after the project and see if this alliance could be implemented in our academic life. The Mytilene Summit told us that ERUA is not merely an administrative consortium of partner universities, but a collective that navigates complexity difference in practice. What was visible was a direction of relational engagement, I believe, moving beyond silhouette initiatives toward a cohesive yet pluralistic alliance. So the summit showed that ERUA is committed to shared governance, grounded in dialogue rather than top-down decision-making, student agency as a structural component, not token participation, integration of research, education, and community as independent dimensions. And this direction situates ERUA as an alliance that produces situated knowledge, collective agency, and adaptive structures, rather than one that simply harmonizes curricula or aligns administrative frameworks. So the summit demonstrated that the ERUA future lies in practice-driven integration rather than formal equivalence alone. And I believe that this strange strange challenge that we have as an alliance, speaking and thinking about reform, which is the big issue, the big concept, the big difficulty for our alliance is what we should care about, reform our academic lives in some way, use ERUA initiative in order to make such reforms possible, but in a partnership, in the framework of a partnership, which is even more difficult. So shared practices, networks of collaborations, collective reflection, visibility and legitimacy could be the strands for our reform actions and efforts.
Thank you. Professor Marinov.
I would say that the summit came at a very pivotal moment of the project, because it's just at the middle of the project. So we already know each other quite well, and it's as Elena said, it's time to think long term for sustainability, the sustainability of the initiative, and more importantly, the sustainability of the ideas that lay behind this initiative. The ideas of reforming us, but also contributing to the reform of the whole European higher education area. And as we saw, we have what to contribute there. The other thing that I think we should start thinking for the future is how to address more the quite severe social challenges that we're living in as agents of change, as agents of integration, and as agents of reform.
Thank you. And from students' perspective, why was it a pivotal if we are already in fact, student-centered alliance, what was the pivotal moment for you around this summit? How do you expect the student perspective will develop from here on, Alexandra?
Speaking about the summit, I think it's important to say that we had really a lot of student initiatives, students on all the panels and the roundtables, and of course students have been involved in the alliance from the beginning, but this was really big as a number, and yes, numbers don't always matter, but it was important, I believe, that students were involved in so many activities, that we were given the freedom as a student board to create workshops. Of course, they were based also on ideas shared by students in the work packages and other ones. So for the future, I believe this was a showcase of how successful it can be if students are not only participants but co-creators, as we often say. So this is something which was lived by all of us at the summit. And of course, all the shared moments, the informal ones, all of this, we experience it every year at the summit, and it always makes us long for the next one and for strengthening these connections.
Excellent. And Lydia, for you, I'm sure it was a pivotal moment and quite challenging one being part of the organizers. But what would you expect from ERUA, from here on?
I expect from the students' perspective with ERUA to grow even more prominent and influential in the future. Students are increasingly being recognized not just as participants, but as active contributors to decision making, policy shaping, and the design of initiatives across the Alliance. From here on, I believe their input and ensuring the process and programs truly respond to the needs of the academic community. And by continuing to empower students and value their voices, ERUA can foster and value their voice, foster a culture of inclusivity, innovation, and shared responsibility. This will allow the Alliance to remain dynamic and forward-looking while ensuring that students feel a strong sense of ownership over its direction and achievements.
Okay, thank you. Because we're talking about social change, maybe to the host university, how do you think the ERUA Summit impacted local community, but also how did it impact the image of Aegean and the Alliance as a whole in Mytilene, but also, in the Aegean Islands in general?
Yes, thank you. In fact, this summit was really a showcase because, of course, we had collaboration with local communities and organizations in the framework of our activities as project. This is well established during this year, but the feeling of a community being together with the university through the ERUA project was something unique during the summit. And this ERUA community that we how to say, we could prove that exists, that really exists. It was something I can say original for the summit. So the shared practices that we could have with local societies on the basis of really original local problems or global problems that have their effect on local societies was the crucial point on the one hand. On the other hand, we have the feeling that really we have addressed societal challenges in peripheral or border region, because that Lesbos is a border region. So the people in Mytilene had the feeling that they communicated with Central Europe in some way, and they communicated through their university, which was something new for the University of the Aegean in the same time, because we had the image. That's why I talked to you about the plenary. We had the image in front of us, the emotion, the feeling of confidence that we can rely upon the University of the Aegean and the other universities which are with the University of the Aegean, and the feeling that periphery is a big stakeholder.
Which is how ERUA was created, so hopefully we're doing a good job at it.
Yes,
well.
exactly.
Okay,
yes, exactly.
Moving towards the end of our conversation, again, I would like to ask you all, based on, of course, your knowledge, but also maybe something that I've missed. What should we look forward from ERUA in the next coming months? Anyone? Professor Marino.
Maybe the thing that we should concentrate on is to continue consolidating our achievements and bringing them out, thus shaping continuity of our joint efforts. And this is something that specifically the students could help doing, because we academics have this habit of thinking at a higher level and thinking strategically in strange words and ways. But it's actually up to you to give life to what we are aiming to.
So, from the students then, what should we expect from you in the next couple of months?
Definitely a lot of things coming up. I would say some of them may be a next issue of the student magazine, also a next call for student projects, and the one which are selected now actually happening. And of course, we have social media, different accounts managed by students locally for each university. So that can be something everyone follows and stays in touch with the different activities which are happening both locally and on an alliance level. So both small things and big things, and of course different intensive courses which we should mention, because for everyone listening and interested in ERUA, this is a way to feel the spirit of the alliance and join something meaningful.
Professor Theodoropoulou?
Something meaningful, yes, this is the word. If the summit has the possibility to generate transferable cultural and organizational capital, so now we need not replicate existing models, to expand the field of what the University Alliance can really do across local realities, transnational commitments. And in the months that we have ahead, we need to capitalize this experience of summit, of course, as a summit of all the universities. And so capitalize means to understand the results, the conclusions, and have the initiative of activities that continue this spirit. Because if we forget what we have achieved through the summit, and we go ahead with the activities as the project enumerates them and describes them, this is not a good continuation. A good continuation is to be enriched by what we have achieved through the summit and through, of course, the conclusions of our students that today give us a very clear picture of these achievements, and so continue on that steps, not to lose the continuity. This is my feeling.
And hopefully to expand on it.
Yes. Exactly.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that conversation. Since we are about to hit some major holidays, next week is Christmas and New Year's Eve, I would like to conclude with your wishes for our listeners for the upcoming holidays, and also what would you like to wish ERUA as well. So, Lydia, maybe start with you.
Yes, of course. I'm wishing you a joyful holiday, of course. A season and a happy, healthy, mostly New Year. And I would like to say to continue contributing on what we are doing, because it is really meaningful and it has a big impact, not only on us, but on everyone. So keep smiling and continue being you.
Thank you, Professor Theodoropoulos.
I believe that our wishes could be for a life on this planet without so many fears, because anyway, human beings have fears. We cannot escape that, but a planet with not so many fears, that now it would be my wish for this Christmas, and of course with happiness, which is very differently conceived from each one of us, each one of the people in the globe. And for ERUA, I wish to all of us, members of this ERUA community, to believe even more to ERUA, to believe that ERUA is an engine for something new, for something which change things. Otherwise, what remains?
Thank you, Alexandra.
Of course, I would also wish health and positive emotions for the holiday season and for the next year, and also for everyone in the rural community and beyond to be open to everything which we have, to share the positive emotions and the inspiration in our local communities, and to always find moments to enjoy, maybe to stop a little bit, to slow down, and to enjoy what we have at events or in general.
Thank you. And Professor Marinov.
I would wish to everyone, of course, health and luck, but most importantly, happy shared moments with your beloved ones, because this is what Christmas is about. And to ERUA and all its members, maybe whenever you see something that needs to be changed, don't forget that we are the European Reform University Alliance. Bring reform to the world.
Thank you. Excellent conclusion of this conversation. Thank you all for participating in this episode of the ERUA podcast. I would like also to join you in wishing Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone out there, and stay tuned for more episodes of this podcast. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.